Hello, everybody. Really glad to be here. So the talk today is going to be about a toolkit I developed for CSRF attacks. Everybody can hear. I mean, is it okay? Yeah, perfect. So really glad to be here, even with the strikes. Made it. That was hard, but did it. Just a quick side. What is this talk about? So, well, I'm really glad for you to be here. Just a really quick recap about CSRF attacks, because I guess everybody already knows about it. So yeah, just one slide about this. Then I will present the tool, what you can do with it, and all the motivations, etc. Why I wanted to create such toolkit. Okay, here we go. Then I'm gonna do some demos. Hopefully it's gonna work. Should be okay. And then I'm going to talk about some issues in some website I just found on the internet, mitigations, and a little surprise. Woo! So the slides are available here. It's my personal blog. At the same time, I just did a tweet on Twitter, so you can, share it with your friends, and you can, maybe instead of drinking beer, that we come here and maybe drinking beer at the same time, just coming at the talk. Could be nice. So yeah, just a quick presentation before starting. I guess you already noticed it. I'm French with my accent. I'm still a student, master in computer science. I graduate at the end of August. Passionate about security, and especially web security. And I'm an open source developer. I even have the GitHub hoodie. So here is my Twitter account, where if you want, you can follow me and have some information, latest news about my projects and what I'm doing. And here is my GitHub. You can find, I don't know, maybe some relevant projects I'm working on. And if you want, you can even contribute to it. So basically, the toolkit I'm developing, if you think about good features and some things you'd like to get in this, just feel free, and we can speak about it later. And well, we can see it. So let's start. Why CSRFT? Why this toolkit? Basically, I wanted something lightweight and only dedicated to CSRF attacks. So basically what I wanted was something that you could share with your friends, basic configuration file, and then you could deploy it really easily, and you could, share it with your friends. You can share it if you want with your clients, customers, and something that could demonstrate the strength of those vulnerabilities. I wanted as well, something cross-platform, open source. So all the code has been released under license GPL v3. So feel free to fork the code, do everything you want. And as I said, if you want to contribute to the project, you can even do some pull requests. And I would be really glad if you could contribute to it. And I guess the key feature is that you can manage to combine CSRF attacks. So the result was there was no toolkit for this. If we look on the internet, for example, ExploitDB, on when there is an advisory about CSRF attacks, it's mostly, okay, you got this URL or you got this form, you just send it to the victim, and it's going to change his password. Okay, so it's just some kind of single attack. But with this toolkit, what you can do is manage to combine it, and you don't have only this assumption that the user has to be connected to the platform, because otherwise it's going to fail. So here, with this, well, I will explain it later, but I will describe a scenario which is actually composed of different kind of steps you will do. And even if the user is not, connected to the platform, you will be able to. Well, it's going to be just spoiler alert. It's going to be one of my first demo, and you will be able to log the user in, send some malicious payload, and then log him out. So basically, it's going to be like a transparent attack. So here is the slide. I hope you can just see it well. So if we take a basic scenario, the user is going to send a request to a legit website, or doing some social engineering or something. You will send a link. You're going to click on it. There will be some malicious payload on the website. The payload will be sent to the victim, and then he's going to send an unwanted request. to a vulnerable platform. So basically, if we just take an exploit on ExploitDB, well, you're gonna have your crafted form. You just put it in some HTML file, okay, on your Apache Nginx server or something, and then you're gonna, just give the link, send the link to the victim, and hopefully he's gonna click on it and browse the page. So that's the basic CSRF scenario. And what about with the toolkit? So basically, it's quite the same, and the principle, how it's working, it's similar to beef. So I guess, hands up, everybody here knows beef? Yeah, well, okay. So, well, okay, there is a communication between the victim and the infected server, okay? And then there will be a communication between. I'm using JSON and Ajax calls that you can do, so it's fully JavaScript. And you can, it's just going to gather the next exploit to execute and then insert it into the DOM of the user. So basically, if you want to fake some GET request, you're going to insert it in some image tag. And then otherwise, you can use iframe, to send some post request. And the victim is going to send an unwanted request to, a vulnerable platform, but it can be several ones, depending on the scenario that you want to run. Okay, so how is it made? It's a HTTP server that I developed using NodeJS. So it was a technology I didn't know about, but with all those buzzwords, etc., everything is .js. And I wanted to give it a try. And that's really nice, I mean, are there some people here familiar with Node.js? Yeah, oh, okay. 2, 3 hands. Okay, but it's a technology where you can manage to do some proof of concept really easily. Basically, the code here for this toolkit is something like maybe, I don't know, 300 lines, okay? And it's quite generic and you can do a lot of stuff. So, okay, it's a HTTP server. Which has been developed, Node.js. You can fake GET and POST request, HTTP request. I didn't want to bother with, put, delete, etc. Because if you want to target those, it means that you already got some injection on the page, so XSS, and then you can do whatever you want. So you can, you can run beef, you can do a lot of stuff. So I wanted really something generic for, remote CSRF attacks in general. And it creates payload on the form. So basically, if you want to log a user in, okay, and there is the parameter password which is going to change because you don't know his password. So let's say he has got some weak credentials, and his password is in the top 20 worst password, okay? So if you want to do it, you will have to create 20 files, 20 different files, HTML files, containing the password, okay, which is going to change. So let's say, I don't know, it's going to be password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc., etc. You will have 20 files. And here, with this toolkit, you just create the payloads, so the forms, you create it on the fly. So directly from the URL, you can manage to create it. So you just have a template, okay? So you just say, okay, this is going to be my template, my login form. And then from the URL, it's going to get the parameters, etc., and build the form automatically. So basically here, you will just have one template, and if you want to run the attack to log the user in, you will just, call this URL with the specific password that you want. So you will not have a lot of HTML files that you will be lost in, etc., etc. As I said, there is the communication part, which is in JSON. Everything is in JavaScript here. So I think for me it was the most convenient. It really suits the need. And just a quick info. This weekend I looked on the internet to find, some real statistics about people disabling JavaScript. And do you know something about the percentage? Okay. In the US, it's only 2%. Okay. And if we look at Europe, UK, etc., it's around 1 and 2. Okay. So I can understand that some people, we will speak about the mitigation, etc., what you can do. And you can say me, okay, but if I don't have JavaScript enabled, so you cannot do anything with this toolkit. That's true. But I mean, if you just look at, if you want to target some people in a company, etc., you can manage to do it, because most of the people will just keep JavaScript enabled, and you can do a lot of stuff. There are even more features. As I said, you can manage to combine CSRF flows, and that's I would say, the key feature of this tool. We will just run after this during the demos, what we can do with this, and we have 2 attack modes. So if we look on ExploitDB and all those exploits we have about CSRF attacks, we've got a special value, you know. You got a specific custom crafted form, and here it is the same, you know. If you want to craft your own custom form or even targeted URL, you can do it by just choosing this method. And otherwise, there is a dictionary attack. So yeah, just a quick example. If you want to try to log the user in, you will just specify the attack, the template form that you want to use, or the target URL, and then you will specify the dictionary file that you will want to use. And then it's going to actually, for each entry in the file, it's going to send the payload to the victim, and the victim will just, you know, insert into the DOM and will execute it. Is it all clear? Yeah, after the conference, I mean, after this talk, I think we will have something like, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. So if you have some questions, just feel free to just keep them. And if you're too shy to just ask me, well, we can maybe take a beer after, and we can speak about it. Or otherwise, you can ask it directly. Feel free. Moreover, there are some additional tools. Are there some people who know Chema Alonso? Chema Alonso, yeah? Okay, he's Spanish, and he often goes to DEF CON. And, well, I created some tools, a JavaScript proxy, which tempers the request and inserts a malicious iframe. Well, it was inspired by this researcher because he did this presentation. Are there some, I mean, do you know this presentation maybe? Okay, long story short, what he wanted to, well, he's Spanish, he doesn't have a lot of money, and he was doing a lot of joke about this, and he was lazy, and he wanted to create a botnet, okay, but he didn't have the money for this, and okay. And the thing he had in mind was, you know, to create a squid proxy, and then register it on the internet. And after a few days, he got something like, and at the same time, he was tempering the request and injecting some JavaScript. Okay. And the thing is, after a few days, he got something like more than 5,000 people. Okay. But all this squid proxy, etc., I didn't want to try it, so I just created a NodeJS script, still Node.js. And it's a JavaScript proxy that you can launch on your machine. You just specify the iframe, the target iframe that you want to insert into the pages. It's going to do the work for you. So you can give it a try. It's on my GitHub account as well. So you should give it a try. And as well, there is another Python tool I developed, which is a command line tool that automates the usage of my toolkit. So basically, if you find a CSRF vulnerability on a form, then you can just use this tool, and it will grab the form, will create the configuration file, which are in JSON, and will launch the toolkit. So just one command line, and you can manage to target the people. You know, you will not have to just take your HTML file, just insert it into your Apache server, etc. Everything is done here. Okay. It's a type and POM, let's say. Okay, are you ready for the demos? Yeah. The first demo is going to be a really custom one, where I can show you the, I would say, key feature of this tool, so you can manage to combine the attacks. So let's take, I just developed from scratch a web application that will be available as well on the internet. And there are some flows, CSRF flows, obviously. And then what we're going to try to do is try to attempt to log the user in, okay, send some malicious payload after he is logged in, and then log the user out, okay? So a completely transparent attack. If you want, I can even show you I'm going to show you, yeah, the stuff. I don't know if you can see clearly, but so we got the name. This is the configuration file that you will just load with the toolkit. Okay, you just launch it. So you got the name, if you want to add another custom name, and then we got 3 steps here. So 3 different attacks that will be loaded separately. So the first one, then the second one, and then the last one. The first one is a type of attack dictionary. It's going to use the file pass.txt with the form. I can show you after what it is, but actually it's just the template of the login form, and then, yeah, just a comment. So that's what we're going to try. This is the login phase. Then the special value here, that because we want to change the user's password, that we can do. And then the last step is we want to log him out. So yeah, I just have some internal VM virtual machine which are running on my computer, and we're gonna try it. Yeah, I can show you the template as well. Well, okay. We cannot see a lot of stuff, but it's just, you know, basic HTML, and this is just the form, nothing else. Okay. And I'm going to show you the vulnerable platform I developed. So here is the vulnerable platform I developed for the occasion. We're going to create an account, B-Sites. Okay, with the same passwords. Okay, and we can even log in. It's just a, you know, basic web application where you can send, list the users, have some information, send messages, etc., etc. And obviously you can change your password. It's not protected against CSRF flows. Okay. So I'm just gonna log out. Well, this application, I just renamed it intranet. So the thing is, with this tool, you can manage to target, obviously, all the internal web applications that you have. So it could be, for example, a router interface, because most of them are absolutely not concerned about brute forcing logins, etc. And obviously, they do not have token forms into, if you want to change the settings, change the DNS settings, passwords, etc. So, well, just to show you, we got the intranet here, so the internal application to the user, and the attacker will be able to send some payloads anyway, even if the person is not logged in. So if the application, if the attacker has got an access to this application at home, so let's say he just bought the same router, he can manage to craft those requests and just, push this configuration file to his remote server and then launch it and do everything he wants. So okay, let's just start the toolkit. Okay, so we launched it on port 88. Okay, cannot see anything. It's just on a virtual machine that I'm running here. Yeah, Spider-Man. Okay, so it's launched on port 8080. And for example, if you just give the link to the malicious, to the victim, sorry. You got a page like this, so, home page. And let's back to the console. And we can see that, the first exploit that we're doing is just to grab all the information to load all the exploits. And then, as we can see, we're doing the first phase, which is the login phase. So, we are trying several passwords, so QWERTY, Monkey, Dragon, 123, 123, etc., and besides as well. And then the second phase here is that we're sending some payloads, which is special value. So this is undefined, this parameter, okay, because the form is already crafted. And then the last step is that we want to log out the user. So if we just go back to the platform, okay, we're not logged in. We can try to log in. And we got a message here, and we couldn't manage to log in with the user besides, obviously because the password was changed. Just gonna find the new password because I don't remember clearly. Okay, the password was woot woot. Okay. And we logged in with the password woot woot. Yeah, so we managed to do a completely transparent attack for the victim, and we managed to send all the requests within his, without him accepting it. We couldn't manage to do it. So the first demo was working. Woo! Okay. And the second demo I'm going to do is the automated attack with my Python utility, just to show you, if you manage to find a vulnerable platform, what you can do to, to create some proof of concept really easily. So just one command line, you will be able to do it. And it's going to send a crafted request to change the admin password. So if we take the walkthrough, what you would have to do otherwise is, go and change the password, get the HTML source code, and then insert it into some HTML file, etc., craft it as you want, and then push it to your remote server and do all this processing. But I did it for you. Okay, let's try the next demo. I just need the cookie. So, yeah, we got two utilities. So CSRFT utils is the one we're going to use, and form dumper is taking some JSON input, and then is creating a form that you can then use. For example, if you found some CSRF on REST API, just saying. Okay, I don't know if you can see clearly, but you're just calling the utilities, okay? Saying that the form is located here to this IP address using your authentication cookie. Then you can manage to access the page. Okay, and then okay, the other parameters. So you're just saying that the parameter which is vulnerable is, well, a password. You're going to use a special value attack, and the password is going to be woot woot, but we're going to change it. Which changes back to besides. Okay. And with this tool, I added some selectors. So if you found some specific selectors for a specific form, let's say, I don't know, he has got the class change password, you can specify it, and otherwise it's going to iterate on all the form that you're going to have in the web page, and it's going to ask you the one you want to target. Okay. So you just launched it. As it said, no selectors defined, so it's just taking the first one. if there is only one, and otherwise it's going to iterate and ask you for the one that you want. And then, giving you some information using the TMP/TMP CSRFT TMP conf. We can give it a try if you want. I don't know if you can see, but okay, I just went in /tmp. Yeah, this is the configuration file that you're gonna launch with the toolkit. So basically, it's just taking a form with the method post, and the type of attack is special value. Okay, that's the only thing it's doing. So we can just check the form as well. And okay, so as you can see, it just did a get request to the HTTP server, got all the content, the inner HTML, and just dumped the specific part that you wanted, by replacing all the information. And as you can see here, we got the password with the new value, which is besides. So it's cool. Okay. So as you can see, I'm logged in here. I just reload the page. And here, as you can see, it's in initialization the session again. It's sending one request, payload undefined, because still it's a specific value attack that we're doing, and then no more payloads. Okay. I just logged out. Log in again. B-sides. Oops. Demo effect or... okay, it should have worked. Okay, sorry for this. Okay, I guess I missed one step. If you can change the admin password. Yes, I changed it, but with the value B-side. Yeah, but... You were trying to log into B-side's account, but you're not getting it. Yeah. Okay, something went wrong. Gonna try to debug it. Okay, sorry for this. It should have worked. Demo effect, etc., etc. Sorry, but okay, it's just to show you, the strength of the tool. I mean, just with one command line, you can manage to, just set up a HTTP server with some malicious payload and just sending it to the victim, etc. It's okay. I don't know why. Yeah. Sorry. So now let's take a look at the bad design in some web application. So obviously there was no token in login form, and you can manage to automate this process. And a lot of web applications don't have any token in login form. So this means that, okay, the rest of the application can be targeted. And if there is I would say, I don't know, 0 day on some HTML forms, etc., you will be able to reach it. And if he has got some weak credentials, you will be able to, target some people. So that's the first case. And the second one is, I'm sure a lot of people already had those kind of form when it's asking for your old password and for the new one. So here the same, you don't have any token. And if he has got some weak credentials, you can manage to, the user will be able to brute force his own password. Then you will see in the console, okay, but this user, maybe he doesn't remember his old password, but he really wants to change it. So this is, some other bad design that you can, find on the internet. And so the mitigations that you can do here. So basically, we have this request token, so the value which is random generated on server side and then processed, checked, etc. on the server. And it's one of the most used mechanism nowadays. Otherwise, we have this re-authentication, like the previous example, when it's asking for your password if you want to change your settings. If he has got a weak one, good for you. You can manage to change his settings, do everything. And otherwise, you get other methods, captcha, timeout. And I don't know if you heard about it. There was a blog post on Metasploit, a blog about a NoScript. I don't know if you heard about it, but okay. And if you just use NoScript with the default configuration, you still, can manage to send some, take advantage of CSRF flows. You will just need, some custom interaction, just an interaction like a click interaction, and it will manage to send some payload. I didn't have the time to insert it as a new feature in the tool, but it's work in progress. So if you want to be, completely protected, and just use NoScript with ABE. So basically, ABE is just a set of rules that you can set to ensure even more, security, etc. about HTTP requests that you're doing. And I'm sure you waited for the surprise. Maybe not. I don't know. So I created a vulnerable machine with the web application that we saw earlier. Okay. I promise there will be no bug. I hope so. It will be hosted on Vulnab. I guess a lot of people here know about this platform. Okay. And it will be hosted here. So let's see how it goes. And obviously, you must exploit CSRF flows to get root access. There are some tricky other vulnerabilities to be able to do this, but spoiler, one of the first one is a CSRF flow. Okay, so good luck. I don't know if you're going to try it, but it should be on the website. I don't know, maybe end of the week or something, because just going back to France, etc. I have a lot of stuff to do and fight against those strikes. This is going to be hard. Let's see. Okay. Do you have any questions? Well, when you're using CSRF attacks, it's completely blind. So it means that you're going to send a request, but unfortunately, or fortunately, but depending on the side you are, it's going to be completely blind. So you will not be able to, get the output, get the result. I mean, the result page. So you're just doing it by blind. And yeah, the assumption here then is that the user used some weak credentials, etc. And I finished really early. Well, okay, thanks a lot. Hope you liked it. And